Most people would rent something quite modest, a hotel room, a car for example, for a couple of $100. However, if you're Snoop Dogg, you could always look at renting an entire bloody country. Hello! Welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank, and I know the title of today's video sounds absolutely insane. And it is. Artists like to push the boundaries and make their music videos bigger and more spectacular, or what some might say, just keep throwing money at it. So sometimes they will go out of their way to do something very unusual to make their work iconic. International music artists will regularly travel the world to film various shoots in different parts of the world. Michael Jackson's famous music video for the song Remember the Time was filmed in Egypt, and Madonna dancing on the Venice gondola for her song Like a Virgin. But out of any musician, or any person for that matter, on the entire globe who would even consider hiring out a country, I can't think of a better candidate than Snoop Dogg himself. But why did he do this? Which country was it? And how much was he willing to pay out for such an honour? Well, he decided that for his next music video, he needed to hire out an entire country. And I mean, it probably wasn't completely necessary, but this was probably more so that he could just flex the amount of money he had. The country he set his sights on was Liechtenstein. And if you're checking a map as to where it is, well, let me help you out there. Liechtenstein is a principality located between Switzerland and Austria, one of the smallest countries in Europe, with its capital of Vaduz. This country is so small, in fact, it is just 62 square miles, or 160 square kilometers in size. So, as far as going to a country to rent it for an entire day, this is probably on the more affordable side of things. Don't underestimate the country, however, as economically it has one of the highest rates of GDP, or gross domestic product per person, in the entire world. Its financial sector is strong, and is likely the reason that anyone that's ever heard of the country before knows of its existence. Tax havens galore, folks. From those stellar shots I just showed you, you might be wondering how much it might be to go and spend the weekend there. It looks like a lovely place. Snoop Dogg, on the other hand, was inquiring how much it would be to rent out the entire place. And no, I don't mean the entire hotel, the entire country. So, looking online, the country appears to be willing to hire themselves out for $70,000 a night. $70,000 a night. And to be perfectly honest, it's probably a few thousand more dollars than that now, mainly because of the fact that the article I'm relying on is a few years old. Meaning that with inflation and all that, the prices have probably gone up somewhat. Meaning that if you wanted to hire out the country today, you'd probably be digging in those pockets for a few more dollar bills. But to be perfectly honest, if you've got enough disposable income to rent out Liechtenstein for a day, a few extra $1,000 probably won't go amiss. So, what bang do you get for your buck? Well, it used to be listed on Airbnb of all places, and the screenshot I found of the old post listed the country to have an accommodation of between 450 to 900 people. 500 plus bedrooms, 500 plus bathrooms, with super strict cancellation policies. Which is perfectly understandable if you're going to rent out an entire country and whatnot. The Airbnb listing has a few suggestions on activities you could do whilst you're renting out the entire country, such as being presented a key to the state, being taken through the capital via horse-drawn carriage, and having fireworks in your name. This also apparently comes with a change of temporary currency and street signs if that's what somebody wants. Basically, these are only suggestions, so if you actually put down the money to rent out the entire country, I'm pretty sure they could be quite flexible if you had very specific demands on what you wanted to do with your big day. You know, a few personal touches for whoever decides to plonk down $70,000. The description of the Airbnb listing describes this opportunity as the following. Whenever people from the small principality of Liechtenstein talk about the size of their country, it's not something that can really be measured. As size, it's defined differently in such a small area. Size means familiarity, love of fine details and hospitality, qualities from which you will most definitely benefit from. The magic of the state's compactness is also based on facts. About 33,000 inhabitants living in a total of 11 villages create a feeling of closeness and belonging. a feeling that is not lost on its guests. Perhaps this was why Snoop Dogg was so interested in the small country. The listing goes on. The check-in could take place in the wine-growing estate of the Prince with a wine tasting session, or right in the heart of the capital city Vaduz, or at the foot of the Gutenberg Fortress in Balzers with its medieval market, or why not on the banks of the Rhine, the frontier river in a Wild West-style town. I mean, you could do all that, or if he's doing this for a music video, you could just hotbox the entire country. I mean, that's probably the more likely thing he was looking at doing. So, like I've said on a few occasions in the video, Snoop Dogg almost rented the country. What stopped him? What was the last minute thing that didn't allow him to do this? Well, apparently it wasn't Snoop pulling out of the deal. He very much wants to go forward with it. It was reported that he tried to hire out the country for his music video, a request which was denied by the authorities in Liechtenstein. Yes, they were the ones to turn down such a massive offer. I'm not gonna lie, this would have been a music video of epic proportions. However, all is not lost, as this has just gone to show the marketing opportunity that Snoop has opened up for the country. The rental scheme has been made available for some time, but nobody has taken up the offer to rent out the entire country to our knowledge. There was a reported wedding which looked to rent out the country, but they pulled out before the big day. That cancellation policy must have bit them pretty bad. And as far as I'm aware, the offer is still open and people can legitimately go and look to see if they can rent out the entire country. And by the way, I do take a 10% commission, so if anybody's going to do this from my video, be sure to let them know. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be notified as soon as I upload my next video, be sure to hit the bell button. And if you've got any ideas for what topics you'd like me to discuss next, let me know down in the comments below. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description. So, what subscriber milestone are we setting to me hiring out the entirety of Liechtenstein and inviting all the subs to come and have fun? Well, it's going to be pretty high because $70,000 a night is going to be a hefty bill to look after you lot, but who knows, maybe in the future. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic. Thank you.